What's up everybody, it's Broken Bones here and welcome to Broken's Bedrock tutorials. Today we're going to be showing you how to make an infinite ice machine. This farm takes the ice that is made in these channels right here and pushes it with these flying machines into these conveyor belts. These conveyor belts feed the ice into the player where that it is broken, and as you can see my player is down there mining out the ice. Up above our farm here, we have a small portal pigman farm, and that actually allows us to get XP so that way our pickaxe never breaks. And I'm going to give a big shout out to my buddy Neebs. He's one of my wicked smart redstone buddies, and he came up with this idea for this portal pigman farm, which is pretty much a mobile XP. We're not keeping any of the items. As you can see, there's a cactus down there, which destroys everything but the XP, and the XP goes down to the player. And that way his pickaxe will continue to get mended, even though he's AFK for hours and hours. So I'm going to give a big shout out to Neebs and leave his link to his channel down below and up above. Today's tutorial is a challenge by the Yawning Yeti, who challenged me to build an ice farm. And I have taken his challenge to the next level. I've done a simple ice farm, even a mega ice farm, and finally today we're making the infinite ice machine. And so if any of you have a challenge that you guys would like me to go ahead and do, go ahead and go down in the comments and let me know a redstone build that you challenged me to build. The biggest difference between the infinite ice machine and my simple ice farm and even the mega ice farm is the fact that the infinite ice machine is fully AFK-able. As you can see, I have my second account here in the farm who is actually taking damage as he's using the farm, and that's because he is starving. He's been in here for over 12 hours, and so we've definitely stress tested this quite a bit. And we have a beacon over here that allows us to have haste and regeneration, which is the reason why even though he's starving, he's not dying. Down below this farm, we have ourselves a shulker box loader, and in the last 12 hours of being AFK, we've been able to get ourselves almost a full barrel of shulkers filled with ice. As you can see here, we were only running 5 modules, and with these 5 modules, we've been able to get that much efficiency out of it. But as you can see, this thing is fully expandable. You can continue to make more and more modules and take this all the way up to the edge of your simulation distance. And when it completes its rotation, as you can see, this is the last one here. It's going to take a redstone signal down to the other side and switch sides. And the bigger you build your farm, the longer it takes for it to go around, which allows more time for your ice to form, which makes your farm more efficient. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be building the full-size version for Sim Distance 4. And before we jump straight into the tutorial, I want to show you guys the journey I've taken in making this farm, because it's been about 3 weeks since my last video, and that's because this farm has really given me quite a challenge. The number one thing with any AFK-able farm is making sure that your tools don't break, so making sure that XP is present to the player is obviously very important. The second thing that is also very important with the XP is making sure that the player can pick up the XP, which means that the player needs to be in one spot, which means that the ice needs to come to him. As you can see here, this was going to be my original design for this farm. However, I couldn't think of a way to get XP to the player because the player was going to move around all of these water streams, going back and forth, mining out all the ice. And as efficient as this is, your pickaxe would eventually break. Il Mango actually has a farm just like this one. However, he has a dispenser on one side that spits him out a new pickaxe with Silk Touch on it every single time he goes by, but I don't think that's going to be something that the average player would want to use, because the average player is not going to have tons and tons of pickaxes, not to mention this farm is huge and takes up tons and tons of materials. Even my own design for my mega ice farm is really resource heavy, and it was more of just a flex to show you guys how big I could build an ice farm. And let's face it, the simple ice farm is easy to build and fun to use, but however, you don't get that much ice from it and you're stuck waiting for ice to reform, which is not great for large projects that require a lot of ice. In front of you is the first attempt that I made at making the infinite ice machine, which failed miserably. As you can see here, I've got pistons and ice coming out of the farm out here. These are not where they're supposed to be. Here's another piston out here that's come out of the farm, and as you can see, there's ice being pushed out here with another piston, and that's because this thing would actually push ice into the player's area, which was right here, faster than the player could mine it. So I took what I learned from this farm and used it over here in the infinite ice machine that we're going to be building today. So if you guys are ready, then go ahead and go down below and smack the like button for me, and subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get started with the tutorial. A material list will be down in the description. To get things started, you're going to want to make sure that you're inside of an ice biome, either on top of a mountain or over the ocean. Doesn't really matter, it'll work in both, and you're definitely going to want to make sure that you chunk align and some chunk align your build, and if you don't know how to do that, I'll leave a tutorial on how to do that that up in the top right hand corner. And of course I prepared an area that is 3 chunks wide by 5 chunks long. You do not need to build your area this big. However, I'm going to be building the full size version for simulation distance 4, so I prepared an area big enough for the farm that I want to build. However, if you're building the smallest one, which is like this one over here, you will need at least 2 chunks by 3 chunks long, and you can make it bigger than that if you want to. So when you're laying out your chunks, you're going to want to make sure that the front of your farm, you're planning on it being on the east side or the south side of your chunks. So right now we're looking west, which means that the front of our farm is on the east side of our chunk layout. And if we were to build in this direction, the front of our farm would be on the south side of our layout. And if you guys are unsure on how to tell which direction is which, then I have a tutorial on how to teach you guys that, and I'll leave the link to that up in the top right hand corner there for you guys. And once you have figured out which side you're going to be on, so right now we're on the east side of our build, you're going to want to be on the east side or the south side of your build. And so once you have that direction, then what we're going to do is we're going to come to the center chunk right here on our 3 wide chunk area, and we're going to come to the center chunk on this side, and we're going to go ahead and count in 8 blocks to the center. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that means that this block is part of the center and this block is part of the center, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 blocks out to the edge there too. And so these 2 blocks actually represent the center, and the center is actually the line in between these 2 blocks. What we're going to do is we're going to delete the right hand one. We're going to keep the left hand one. We're going to put in another block out here like this. We're going to take ourselves a light source block and place it in there like this. We can go and get rid of these 2. Once we have that in place, what we can do is we can take a temporary block beyond that one, take ourselves a barrel just like this, and you can take yourself another barrel like that. You can extend these barrels down as far as you like. This is going to be your storage system for all the shulkers filled with ice. Out the back, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a hopper into the back of that one and a hopper into the back of that one. Go ahead and break out your temporary block down below. Grab yourself another temporary block and put it right here in front of your barrels, and then go ahead and surround that block all the way around just like this. Once you have that in place, break out your temporary block there and bring that up as high as your barrels are. Again, you can bring that down as far as you like. Then next, what we need to do is we need to grab ourselves a ladder, place that all the way down to your bottom of your barrels, however far down you went. And then on the very last block, leave that one blank so you can put a trap door in there like this so it flaps down away from your barrels. What that'll do is it'll go ahead and make it to where your trapdoor flaps away from your barrels, so when you come up to it, you can go ahead and access the inventory inside. So go ahead and put your trapdoor back up so the floor is flat, and then go ahead and take some blocks. Go ahead and put them in the front here just like this to kind of complete the floor. Go ahead and put 3 more blocks out the front and 1 more on each side so it comes out just like this. Out the back here where the hoppers are, go ahead and grab yourself a hopper, and to the right hand side, place in another hopper facing into it so the nozzle is facing into that hopper. Once you have that done, go ahead and take yourself a couple blocks. Go ahead and put them around the front here just like so. Go ahead and put one up here just like this, and then go ahead and come up right here on top of this block. Grab yourself a dispenser, and you're going to put it in there just like this, facing in that direction. Right around back here, what we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves a couple hoppers. We need a hopper here and a hopper there. So this hopper is going into that dispenser, and this hopper is going into that hopper. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a double chest. Go ahead and place 1 chest there and another chest there. Put carpet on top so it looks nice and neat when you're done, and that'll be your chest right there. Next, we need to go ahead and put ourselves a temporary block in there just like this. Grab yourself a hopper and put it into this one just like that, and then you can break this block out. Once your build is starting to look like this, next we need to go right around back here. So we're going to come right around back to this dispenser here. Go ahead and place yourself in a block right there just like this, and another block out there just like that. Go ahead and place 1 more here. Go ahead and bring it around the corner there just like this. Go ahead and come on down by 1 so it completes it up to these hoppers right here, and go ahead and bring this down all the way down around just like that to enclose those hoppers. Up here, right behind this block right here, we're going to place in a block down there and a block down there. Go ahead and place a temporary one and then 1 up just like this, and do the same thing over there. Grab yourself 2 comparators, place 1 there and 1 there. Here, we're going to go ahead and place ourselves in a sticky piston facing sideways just like this, and an observer on its face with the red dot facing in this direction. Next, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a sticky piston facing up right here, and then we're going to take ourselves an observer facing this way just like this. Next, we need to go ahead and place a temporary block on the front of that observer and then break it once you place one up from there. Then what we need to do is we need to come up here just like this, just like that. And then from right here, we're going to take another block just like so. Grab yourself a repeater and put that on 4 ticks right here, just like that. And don't put a repeater right there. Next, we need to come down here just like so. And I believe we're going to have a sticky piston right down here just like this, facing downwards just like that. Then you're going to come around this direction where your dispenser is. And you're going to place yourself in an observer with the red dot facing right above your dispenser. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a block there just like that, so that way that will get powered when that observer hits that block. And same thing with this observer hitting that block. So both of those are going to power that dispenser there. Then go ahead and take some more blocks and wrap them around your double chest here to go ahead and enclose that all up and also cover your hopper. And next we can come to this side, and we're going to go ahead and complete this up now. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves some blocks up and over just like this. Grab yourself some glass, put that in there just like so. And then you can go ahead and take a temporary block, come out by one just like this. Go ahead and bring that up here just like so. And you can go all the way around your build just like this. Do the same thing on this side and go ahead and bring that up here just like so. Go ahead and bring this out by one more just like so, just to kind of bring it out the front. And then we'll continue the front of this later. Next, we're going to come right around back here. We need to go ahead and place ourselves in one block there and a block up just like this. Grab yourself another comparator that needs to go in there just like this with a lever right here. And actually, we're going to put that on the back side right here, and we're going to flick it in the on position so this comparator is on. Once you have this complete, then go ahead and grab yourself a dropper. We're going to come right over here by this hopper on top of this block, and we're going to face it in this direction just like this towards the front of your farm over here. Then what we need to do is we need to place a block down below that hopper just like so. Take a temporary block and one out to the side just like this, and you can break that one out. Grab yourself a lava bucket and put it in there just like so, and go ahead and cap it off so that way you don't fall in. Out the back here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put a block in there just like this. And then on this side of this dropper, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a hopper and cross place it into the side of that dropper so it's leading into it just like this. Out here, we're going to take ourselves a block out the side and a block up just like this and a block out to the side right here. Go ahead and grab yourself a comparator, then a repeater, and you're going to set that to 4 ticks. Grab yourself some redstone dust and put it in there right there. Then go and grab yourself a temporary block, put it in there like that so you can have a sticky piston facing upwards just like this. Then over here on this side, we're going to take ourselves the observer and go ahead and put it on there so the red dot is facing towards this comparator here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves a temporary block and then another observer just like this so the red dot is facing over here and the face is facing over here. So when this piston extends, it should power this dropper. Once your farm's looking like this, go ahead and grab yourself another hopper, and right here where this observer is, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a hopper and face it downwards into there just like this. Then we're going to take ourselves a block here just like this and go ahead and take yourself a dropper and face it in there just like that to where it's even with this piston over here. And next we're going to take ourselves another hopper, crouch place that right into that dropper just like so it's leading into it. Then right here at the dropper, we're going to go ahead and put ourselves a block right there, a block right there, a block right there, and another one right there. Then we can break this block out so it's fully encased. Next, we're going to grab ourselves a bucket of lava and go ahead and put that in there just like this and go ahead and cap that off so you don't fall in. Next, we're going to come right around back here. We're going to take a block up here just like that right behind your dropper there. Then one on top of this block over here. We're going to come out by another one. Go ahead and place another one there up and over just like so, and go ahead and break that one out. Then right here, we're going to take ourselves a comparator just like this with a repeater on 4 ticks. Grab yourself some redstone dust and put it in right there. Grab a temporary block and go up by one so you can have a sticky piston facing in this direction. Come on top of this comparator over here, and you're going to take yourself a observer block and you're going to face it in there so the red dot is facing towards this comparator. Next, we're going to take a temporary block right here and another observer just like this. You can break this block out. So that way the face is facing this direction and the red dot is facing that direction. So when this piston gets powered, those two observers are looking at each other and it'll power the dropper. And that dropper will serve as your overflow circuit. So once you have that in place, go ahead and come to this side of your farm, which is the front. And then we're going to come right over here by this hopper right here. We're going to come one block back. We're going to place ourselves in a trap door in that orientation looking in this direction. go ahead and grab yourself another block just like this, and I recommend using iron because iron won't flap down even though your friends come over and mess with it. And so once you have that in place, put yourself in a piston right there, put a redstone block above that trapdoor so it flaps up just like this, and then go ahead and power that piston, and you'll notice that the trapdoor gets pushed forward, and now you can break everything and it remains standing up just like this. Once you have that in place, go ahead and grab your blocks, go ahead and finish this up here just like this. Then once you have that in place, go ahead and come over here, go ahead and build this up around here just like so, and bring this around and finish off the front of your storage area right here. So once you have that in place, next we're going to come right back over here. We're going to put another block right there, and we're going to break this block out there, which leads you right down to your storage area. We're going to come up here just like this on both sides, just like this. We're going to do the same thing right here and right there. Right around back here, we're going to go ahead and put a block right there. Then we're going to put a block right there. And go ahead and complete up this area and go ahead and encase it all in there just like so. Put yourself in a lever right there so that you can toggle your farm on and off. Then right here, what we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves some ladders. Go ahead and come on down here. Grab yourself a ladder and go ahead and place these in going all the way up. Just like this. And then once you have that in, make sure you go all the way up just like so. Then once you have that done, next we're going to go ahead and grab our hoppers. So go ahead and grab a hopper, and we're going to come over to this side now. Go ahead and take a hopper and crouch place it going into that trap door and come all the way back here, and we're going to have 5 hoppers in total. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 just like that. Once you have all of your hoppers in place, then go ahead and grab your glass, and we're going to come back over here to this lever. Go ahead and put a glass block over that lever just like this and bring it to the front of your hoppers just like so. Once you have that in place, next we're going to come to this first hopper right here. We're going to put a glass block right here and a glass block on the other side as well. Then once we have that in place, we're going to grab our obsidian or crying obsidian, and we're going to go ahead and come up by 3 blocks just like this, and we're going to come over here just like that, and we're going to put in 5 obsidian blocks going all the way out to the edge of your hoppers just like this. And you should see that it goes from one hopper to the next, so it's a total of 5 obsidian blocks, and we're going to break all the other temporary blocks just like so. Next, we're going to come to the other side as well. We're going to go ahead and count 3 blocks just like this, and then go ahead and bring this all the way out to the edge of your hoppers, 1 more just like this, and then go ahead and get rid of all your temporary blocks. Once you have that in place, grab your pistons, and we're going to come to the inside of this obsidian right here. We're going to put in ourselves 5 pistons just like that on this side, and we're going to come over here and do the same thing with 5 pistons over here. Once your pistons are looking like this, go ahead and grab your block, and then go ahead and come over here. We're going to put a block right there on that piston, and we're going to come out by 1 more right here, and grab yourself an observer, and we're going to have that facing up off of that block just like this, with another block on top and another block out to the side. Grab your redstone dust and put it on top of that block and on top of all of your pistons just like so, and we're going to do the exact same thing over here. So go ahead and grab yourself another block, put it on that piston, come back by 1 block and place yourself in another block. Grab yourself an observer, have it face up just like this, put a block on top and a block out to the side, redstone dust on top and across all of your pistons. Once you've got your pistons all wired up, go ahead and come to the front of the build again over here where your facade is, and what we're going to do now is we're going to come to this corner of your facade, and we're going to take ourselves a lever, go ahead and put it on that corner just like this and turn it in the on position. Grab yourself another block and put it in front of that one, and then go ahead and take yourself a repeater and put it in there just like this, and you should see that it's lit up because that lever is on. Grab yourself a piston and place it in the upwards position just like that, and you should see that that is going to be underneath this block that's going to be pushed in like this when the ice comes in. And then once you have that in place, when that block gets pushed in, it's going to power this block over here with some redstone dust on top, which will power that piston and send our block going up. Once you have this in place, we're going to do the exact same thing for the other side, but because this is a little bit off center, it's not going to be right at the corner, it's actually going to be right over here. So here's our block stream right here. We're going to go take ourselves a lever, we're going to put it right there in front of that block and see how this one here is also in front of that block. We're going to do the same thing on this side, turn that lever in the on position, put yourself a block right here with a repeater on there, and it should be lit up just like this. Grab yourself a piston in the upwards position, that should be underneath these blocks. And then once you have that in place, grab yourself another block, put it out to the side with some redstone dust on top. Anytime you put a block on top of these pistons, you're going to see that it's going to get pushed up just like that. So go ahead and do that on both sides just like this. And then once you've tested your pistons and you know that they're going to push blocks up just like that, go ahead and come to the inside of your build, put 2 blocks in there just like this. And then out here, we're going to go ahead and come up by 2 blocks just like that. And then right here where this piston is, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves another piston. So put ourselves a temporary block there and a piston above it just like that in that direction. We're going to do the same thing on this side. So go ahead and come out by 2 more blocks, just like this. Where that piston is, go ahead and put yourself a temporary block and a piston facing forward, just like this right there. Then go ahead and break that temporary block out from underneath. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a repeater, put it right there with a lever behind it in the on position, and we're going to put some redstone dust right there with a block on the side of that piston. Over here, we're going to do the same thing, so go ahead and grab yourself a lever, put it in the on position, put a repeater in front of it, it should turn on. Then we're going to go ahead and put a piece of redstone dust over there and a block on the side of that piston. Now to test these, all you need to do is go ahead and put a block right there, and you should see that it gets pushed over just like that. Go ahead and break out that block when it gets pushed over. Do the same thing over here, and it should push them forward just like that. Once you've tested your pistons, then go ahead and come to the front over here where these observers are, and then go ahead and place in it 2 blocks just like this, and do that on both sides. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and come up by a block and over by a block and up by 1 more block just like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come right down here on top of these pistons right here, look up and have that piston facing down just like that, and you should see that that piston is catty corner to that block. We're going to do the exact same thing over here, so go ahead and come right over here, put yourself a temporary block in there, 1 out to the side and 1 up above, break that one out, grab yourself a piston, and go ahead and come down here and have that facing down just like this. Next, we're going to grab ourselves a lever, go ahead and put a lever there, flick it in the on position, do the same thing over here. Underneath here, we're going to grab ourselves a repeater, put it in there just like that, and you should see that it lights up and it's pointed in that position. Once we have that in place, next we're going to go ahead and put a temporary block there and 1 up just like this, and go ahead and break that one out. Do the same thing over here, 1 up just like that, and then break that one out. Grab yourself some redstone dust and put it right there, there, and there, and do the same thing on this side. Just go up just like this, and anytime that a block goes in there, you're going to see that it's going to power that piston, shoving it down. So go ahead and test your pistons, make sure that they shove it down. Once you know that they're going to shove it down, go ahead and come down here, grab yourself an obsidian block, and to make sure that no blocks go down more, just like that, go ahead and put yourself a piece of obsidian or crying obsidian right there on both sides, just like this. Once you've got this completed on both sides, you can go ahead and test your entire circuit. Go ahead and come down here below your pistons and remove this block right there above that obsidian on both sides. Then go ahead and take that block with you and go ahead and put it on top of this piston. You should see that those blocks cycle all the way around just like that, and that block has now been replaced back over here. So let's go ahead and test this side as well. So if we go ahead and put a block on top of that piston, it should get shoved over and then back down where it belongs in the first place. And for all of you crazy redstoners out there that would like an explanation of why we have this circuit in the piston pushing circuit, and that's because this is the fastest piston pushing circuit that I could possibly come up with. All of the other ones just simply aren't quick enough to keep up with the flying machines that are pushing the ice into the player. And so to keep the farm from breaking, we added this circuit to make it extra quick. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a redstone torch. We're going to come back to this lever inside of our AFK area. We're going to grab a torch, put it right there. Grab yourself a block and put it on top of that torch. Then grab yourself another torch, and it should be in the off position just like that. Then go ahead and put 1 more block above it. Next, we're going to go ahead and put 6 blocks in total, including this one. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, just like this. Then right here, we're going to go ahead and come up by a block and out by 2, just like so. Go ahead and break that one out. Grab yourself a sticky piston, put it in there just like this, and then grab yourself an observer, face it up just like that, and then grab yourself another block, put it on top of that observer, and 1 out to the side, and then break this one out. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the beginning, grab yourself a piece of redstone dust there, and a piece of redstone dust there. Grab yourself 4 repeaters, and put them all on 4 ticks right in this area. Once you have that completed, then go ahead and grab your blocks, and we're going to go ahead and come out to the side over here. We're going to put 10 blocks in total, including this one, so that's 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, just like that. Then we're going to put ourselves a repeater right there on 1 tick, and then we're going to count 8 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, just like this. Next, we're going to come up by a block like that. We're going to come over by 2 more. Go ahead and come up by another block just like this and out by 1. We're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So we're going to count 10 blocks, including this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Grab yourself a repeater. Go ahead and put it on there in 1 tick. Go ahead and come back here and count out 8 more blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go ahead and come up by 1 more and up by 1. Come out by 2 more, so you have 3 in total. Go ahead and come up by another one and put 2 in there just like this. Next, go ahead and grab yourself some redstone dust, put it in all the other areas on top of all these blocks. Go ahead and skip the repeater, and then go ahead and continue that all the way back to the beginning. Do that on this side as well, and make sure that you reach the redstone all the way to the end, just like this. Once you have these two arms with redstone going out to each side just like this, go ahead and come back to the middle right here where this dip is in your redstone. Go ahead and put yourself in a glass block on top of that bit of redstone and one more out to this side just like this. Grab a temporary block, put it right there, and one up just like so. Then go ahead and grab yourself 2 bits of redstone dust just like this and put yourself a redstone torch right on top. Over here, go ahead and come around on this side and put yourself in a piston just like this. Put a redstone torch on the side, grab yourself an observer, look at that redstone torch and put it in this direction. Turn over here, place yourself in another piston just like this with a redstone torch on the side. Over here, place yourself in another observer just like this with another piston just like that, and another redstone torch over here with another observer just like this. Come over here and go ahead and put yourself in the final piston just like that with another redstone torch and another observer looking over here just like this, right into that piston just like so. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to come down below. Go ahead and come down to this piston right here. Go ahead and place a block up just like that and break that one out. Then right above this one, we're going to go ahead and take some sand and a cactus just like this. This is going to destroy any items, everything except XP, which will get flown down to the player and mend his pickaxe. So next what we need to do is we need to go ahead and take some glass. Go ahead and grab a piece of glass just like this. We're going to encase these 3 sides over here just like so. And then on this side over here where your repeaters are, grab yourself a slab and put it in there just like this. This will make sure that any baby zombie pigmen do not get out and all the XP can go down to the player. Once you have that in place, next we need to build the floor for our trident killer. And how we're going to do that is we're going to grab some more glass, go ahead and put it on top of here just like this. Go ahead and encase the floor in. And then right here at the last bit, go ahead and grab yourself a glass pane just like this guy right here. We're going to put that down in our inventory. Then over here, we're going to put a glass pane right there just like this, so all the items can flow through without needing any droppers or hoppers. So go ahead and put 2 pieces of glass there, and that'll make sure that that's all encased. Then once you have that done, come right up above and put in pieces of glass all the way around your trident killer just like this, and go ahead and bring that all the way around. Once you have that complete, come to the front of your farm like we are right here, and then you're going to come right to the back side of your trident killer over here and put in 2 pieces of obsidian. Go ahead and put in those 2, then go ahead and put a block out just like this, and put another block out just like that. Next, we're going to go up 21 blocks, including this one, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Next, we're going to go put a glass block right there so nothing spawns on top. Put 2 more pieces of obsidian just like this with glass on top of there and one over here to the side. Then go ahead and take obsidian and bring that all the way back down to the bottom just like this. Once you have that all completed up, go ahead and grab some more glass. Go ahead and extend this up by 3 blocks like this so the zombie pigmen don't get out. And go ahead and extend this all the way around your trident killer. Once you've got the glass extended up all the way around like this, go ahead and take yourself a trident and throw it right down into your trident killer like that. Next, we're going to go ahead and come behind our portal just like this. Go ahead and come down here to this redstone torch. Go ahead and put a block right on top of it just like this, and then put yourself a redstone torch out to the side just like that. Next, we're going to take another block and go ahead and put it right above that torch just like so, and then grab yourself a sticky piston, have it facing the upwards direction on this side of that block. Grab yourself a observer and then go ahead and come to this side, place it on top of there so the red dot is facing in this direction. Put yourself a temporary block up there just like this, and 2 more observers just like that, and break out your temporary block. Once you have that in place, then you're going to go ahead and come down here just like this and go ahead and break that block out. Put another block right here and put redstone dust on top of these. Next, go ahead and come inside of your trident killer over here, right where your portal is, and go and grab yourself a dispenser. Put it right there just like this. Grab yourself a slab and put it on top of that one just like this so no fires start on top of there. Look inside of your dispenser and put yourself in a bucket of powdered snow just like that. Once you have that in place, go ahead and grab some more blocks. Go ahead and put 4 blocks in here just like this, 2 right there and 2 right there, and grab yourself some trapdoors and go ahead and surround this just like this. You're going to put trapdoors up there, and you're going to do that all the way around these blocks. And then when you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and take some more trapdoors and put them on top there just like this. And when you're done with that, it should look just like this, where you have a full box of trapdoors just like so. Go ahead and open up these 2 trapdoors and break these 2 blocks. Put in 2 more trapdoors and then close these. Go ahead and open up the 2 bottom ones. Go ahead and break these blocks out as well. Grab yourself a lava bucket and then go ahead and put the lava inside of this area right there just like so. And then go ahead and flap these back up. Once you have that complete, your portal pigman farm is complete, and this is your XP source for the farm. And to test this out, we're going to go down here into our storage area, we're going to climb up our ladder, and we're going to go ahead and flick our lever on just like that. And then once you come back up here, you should see that your trident killer is on, this powdered snow is getting ejected and retracted just like it is, and that the portal is flicking on and off just like so. And every once in a while, you're going to see a zombie pigman come out. And there's a zombie pigman right there, and there's another one right there, and as you can see, they do get killed, and the XP goes right down into that cactus, and if there was a player down here, the XP would get sucked right down to the player. Once you know this portion of the farm is working, go ahead and come back down to your storage area, come back up your ladder, and turn your farm off. Once you know your portal pigman farm is working and you've turned your farm off, go ahead and come right behind it down here where this observer is in this block. Next, we're going to go ahead and come beneath this block. We're going to put a temporary block in right there, one out to this side and one out to that side. Once you have that in place, break the one in the middle and put redstone dust there and redstone dust there. Grab yourself 2 observers, go ahead and look up just like this and put 2 observers on the left hand side just like so, like this. Then grab yourself 2 blocks, put one there and another one over here. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take 3 temporary blocks just like this. We're going to break these 2 out. We're going to put ourselves in a piston facing just like that, 1 block away from that block. Over here, the piston's going to be touching the block, so we're going to go ahead and do 2 temporary blocks just like this. Go ahead and put that one there. Take a piston, have it touch the block just like this, and then go ahead and break that one out. Next, we need to go ahead and grab some more blocks. We're going to go ahead and put a block here and a block there. Go ahead and come up by another one and then over by 2 just like this, and then we're going to come back down by 1 just like that. Go ahead and break these temporary blocks out and do the same thing on this side. So we're going to go over by 2 and then down by 1 just like that. Go ahead and break these out just like so, and then go ahead and put redstone dust on top of all of these just like this. Make sure that you put redstone dust on the other side as well, and then when you have that complete, go ahead and come to this side, go ahead and put a temporary block there and go ahead and come down by 1 just like so, and we're going to go 13 blocks in that direction, including this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, just like that. And you should see that there's a 1 block gap right here. Go ahead and take yourself a slab and put in there just like this. Grab yourself a piston, come down below and put in there facing down just like that. Go ahead and do the same thing for the other side and make sure that you put yourself in a repeater right here, and then go ahead and put redstone dust all across here and your slab as well. Make sure you do the same thing on the other side as well, and then once you have that completed, then go ahead and come back to the middle right here. We're going to come to this side where this block is right here. We're going to go ahead and put a temporary block there, come down and put a block right there. Go ahead and come out by 2 blocks just like so. Then grab 2 repeaters, go ahead and put those both on 4 ticks just like this. Then go ahead and come to the other side over here. Go ahead and come down and then place yourself another temporary block right there and 1 down beneath it just like so. Put another block on the side of that piston and then put some redstone dust on that block. We need to do the exact same thing to this side, except this time, since this is over that way, there's no block over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a block out here just like this and go ahead and come down by 1 just like that. Go ahead and break those 2 out and put a second one right there. Put 2 repeaters right here on 4 ticks just like this. And then on the other side, we need to come over here. Go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to put a block on the side of that piston, come down by 1 and over by 1, and then break the temporary block out and put some redstone dust right there. Once you have that completed, your repeater should look like this. Next, we're going to go ahead and come on down below, and we'll come back to these repeaters at the end of the tutorial. Next, we're going to come down to these pistons right here. We're going to go ahead and put a temporary block right there and up 1 and over just like this. Go ahead and break these 2 temporary blocks out. Then once you have this in place, next we're going to go ahead and place a temporary block there. Grab yourself a piston and have it facing downwards just like that right there. Next, we're going to grab ourselves an observer, have it face up on this side of that piston just like this. Grab some redstone dust and put it on top just like that. Then we're going to come right around back around here. We're going to put an observer on the side of that one. We're going to come down below and put another observer on the bottom of that one. Grab yourself a block and go ahead and put 2 right there just like this. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and place ourselves in another piston right here on the side of this block just like this. Then we can go ahead and break that temporary block out. And we're going to go ahead and grab our blocks again. Go ahead and come down by 1 and then down by another one right here just like so. And then once you have that in place, go ahead and place yourself in a block right there just like this. And then what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and put in another block up here just like this. We're going to come down below, put an observer just like this where the arrow is facing down, and the red dot should be right here facing into that block, and the face of that should be facing up just like this. Once you have that in place, we're going to come right on over here. We're going to place a temporary block there. We're going to go ahead and put an obsidian block right there just like this. And then underneath here, we're going to come right below this piston. We're going to put a temporary block there and then one obsidian down just like that. And now you could actually place that right on the side of that observer. That would be fine. So now this is going to be your conveyor belt circuit. And to finish this one up, we need to go ahead and grab some redstone dust. We're going to put it on these 3 blocks just like this. And then to test this guy out, we're going to come right over here. If you place a bit of ice just like this, you should see that both pistons fire. And if you put a piece of ice just like that, you should see that piston fire. Once you know this side is working, we're going to do the same thing over here and build another conveyor belt right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the exact same thing. So let's go ahead and come up by 1 and over by 1 and place ourselves an obsidian block right there just like this. Next, we're going to go ahead and come up by 1 and put ourselves a piston facing down just like that. Go ahead and break this one out. The next what we need to do is we need to have an observer facing up off the side of that piston just like so, and put redstone dust on top just like this. We're going to come to the inside and we're going to grab our observer, go ahead and have it facing just like this. Come on down below, put one down here. Then we're going to put ourselves in a temporary block right here and down another one just like this. We're going to go ahead and come on over just like that. And then we're going to place ourselves in 3 more blocks in here just like that, just like so. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place ourselves another temporary block in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come right over here to the side and place ourselves in a piston right here just like so, and then break out that temporary block. Next, we're going to take our obsidian. We're going to go ahead and put a piece of obsidian right there just like so. Then we're also going to come off that bit of obsidian. We're going to skip a block and break the middle one out just like that. And now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and take some redstone dust and go ahead and wire these up. Go ahead and put redstone dust across all of those just like so. And now that looks like it should be finished. Let's go ahead and test it out. If we place ourselves in a bit of ice right there, both pistons should fire. And next we need to go ahead and actually put ourselves an observer in right here just like that with a block on the bottom of it. And if we come back up here, we should be able to put a piece of ice in there just like that, and the bottom piston should fire just like this. Once you know both conveyor belts are working, then you're going to want to duplicate these over and over again out as far as you like and up to your simulation distance, which for me is 5 chunks all the way out that way. And so what you're going to do is you're going to start here at this obsidian block right there, except that obsidian block is going to go right here and right over here just like that. And so you need to go ahead and duplicate the exact same process just like that and start right here on that obsidian block. And just to show you guys a quick example of my already finished tutorial model right here, these all go up by 1 every single time they go up, and it should look something like this when you're done. And I recommend building at least 5 of these to get any type of return, because it just continuously runs and the ice doesn't have enough time to form. If you build less than this, it's not going to give you that much ice. So I recommend building at least 5. So go ahead and build 5 or more, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done over here. And here it is all done and dusted. And so now if you've done all this and you've gone full scale, it's going to look just like that. But nonetheless, if you've just built a few, it's still going to look like this. It's just going to be a little bit shorter, and it should look like that on both sides just like this, with a little gap in the middle just like so. And it should staircase up every 3 blocks. So you got 3 blocks up 1, 3 blocks up 1, just like that, and so on and so forth. And once you have your conveyor belt system all done as far as you would like it to go, then go ahead and come back to the very first module that we did right here, and we're going to come down to this observer down here. Go ahead and place yourself in a block right there, then a piston just like this facing upwards, and then off the side of that piston, go ahead and come down below and put yourself in a sticky piston facing down just like this. Then grab yourself an observer and come to this side and place it in there like that, so the red dot is facing underneath that piston, and then go ahead and put yourself a block under that piston. On the side of this sticky piston over here, we're going to grab ourselves a slab. Go ahead and put it on there just like so. Then grab your blocks and go ahead and put 10 blocks on the side of this slab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, just like that. Then once you have that in place, go ahead and come back up to the front and grab your stairs. Go ahead and put a temporary block right there, and you're going to put a stair block off to this side and a stair block off to that side, and then break that one in the middle. Go ahead and bring your stair blocks all the way across here just like this, and you want to make sure that those are in the right orientation, so make sure that those are going all the way across here just like so. There we go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn 90 degrees in the back here. Do it one more time and go ahead and bring that out across, and then bring these all the way back and across on this side as well. So we're going to bring those all the way back to the beginning just like this, and you should see that that stair turns 90 degrees as well. Then once you have that in place, we're going to go ahead and take 3 blocks. We're going to come up by a block and up one by one more. Go ahead and break that one out and put 3 blocks in there just like that. That's going to make sure that these 3 blocks don't freeze when we put water in here. So now that we have it all encased, we can go ahead and put water in there, and you should see that it doesn't flow out anywhere on the bottom or the sides. It just flows inside because that's the way the stairs work. So go ahead and waterlog all of these stairs all the way down the end here. So go ahead and make sure that every stair is waterlogged, and that'll make sure that it creates water sources all the way across just like so. Then go ahead and come onto this side and do the exact same thing. Waterlog all of your stairs just like that. And then eventually these are going to turn into ice, but these 3 should stay water. Once you have that completed, next you're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to do it one more time over here. Go ahead and place yourself in a solid block right there with an upwards facing piston. Grab yourself a sticky piston, come down below, come to this side, put yourself in an observer just like that with a block on the bottom of that piston. And then back here, we're going to place ourselves in a slab just like this, and then 10 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some stairs, and we're going to come back up to the middle right here, place in a temporary block and a stair out to this side and a stair out to that side, and break the one in the middle. Then run these stairs all the way down to the edge of your area right here. This is going to be your ice tray, and so we're going to bring this all the way to the end just like that. Turn 90 degrees, put another stair, and then grab one more stair just like this. Right there. And then we're going to go ahead and bring these stairs all the way back and across to this side just like so, just like that. Then grab yourself your water buckets and then go ahead and waterlog all of these stairs just like so. And when you have that done, do the last one over here, and then go ahead and make sure that you do that all the way across over here. And if you've missed any like I have on that side, make sure that you don't have any missed stairs. Make sure that all of them are waterlogged just like this. And then of course on the last 3 blocks over here, go ahead and place in yourself 3 blocks just like that, and then that'll keep that from freezing. Once you have these 2 in place side to side just like this, you're going to want to duplicate that for every single module that you have right here. So starting at the observer on every single module, you're going to go ahead and duplicate this over and over again all the way up your farm. And when you duplicated that, it's going to start to look something like this, going all the way up, where every single ice tray is 1 block higher than the one before it. And you're going to notice that the water is going to look like it's draining out there, but it's actually not. It's just a visual glitch that happens when water is catty-corner to each other. But nonetheless, this is what your ice trays are going to look like, and you're going to extend those all the way up to the end of your farm, however far you decided to take it. And once you have that complete, next we're going to go ahead and come up top up here, and we're going to go ahead and build some of the redstone that's going to go in. These are going to be your send-off stations for your flying machines that are going to be pushing the ice into the conveyor belt, and this is going to be taking place right off this front redstone line that comes all the way up and over here. And we're going to go ahead and start right here where this piston is, and we're going to put ourselves a sticky piston in right there with a block on its face, and we're going to put 3 more on the front of that one, and we're going to break this one out so there's 2 left right there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come back here just like this, where like that, and then we're going to take ourselves a slab and put it on the side of that one. Now we have 3 blocks right here. We need 8 in total, so we're going to place in 5 more. So we're going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, just like that. We're going to come up by a temporary block and come down by 1. We're going to come up by another temporary block, and this time we're going to put a piece of glazed terracotta down there. Next, we're going to grab our redstone, and we're going to put redstone dust leading all the way back, all the way over to here, and then on top of our slab, just like that. And then once we have that in place, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a repeater just like this. And then we're going to take ourselves a block, and we're going to put it right in front of that repeater just like so. We're going to put 2 blocks there like this, and then we're going to go ahead and start a whole nother circuit with another sticky piston. This is going to go ahead and continue over and over and over again, so go ahead and run these up. Go ahead and go just like this. You can put redstone dust on top of there, and this one repeater will power 4 of these pistons, so every 4 pistons on the 5th one, you're going to need another repeater, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what it would kind of look like when you are done with that. You go ahead and extend these all the way up to the top of your farm up there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this repeater, and like I said, it's going to power 4 of these pistons, and on the 5th one, we get another repeater. So here's 3 redstone dust, 6, 9, 12, and 15, just like that. But since it won't go any further, we are going to need a repeater right there. And as you can see here, there are 4 pistons, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the 5th one, we're going to need another repeater. So again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on number 5, we're going to go ahead and place in ourselves another repeater on top of that piston. And you do that all the way up until you reach the end of your farm. And once you get up to the end of your farm, if you don't have enough pistons to power, that's perfectly fine. Your repeater will go right there and it'll power as many as it can until it reaches the end. So once you have all that in place, next you're going to come on back down here and you're going to duplicate this circuit over and over and over again. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to go ahead and place a block there. We're going to put 3 more on the front of it. We're going to go ahead and come out here and take that one out. We're going to place in 3 blocks in right there with a slab over here just like we did before. And we need 8 blocks in total. So we're going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to come out by a temporary block and down 1, out by another temporary block, and then we're going to put our glazed terracotta in there just like that. Then we're going to take ourselves some redstone dust and go ahead and put redstone dust all the way back here to this slab, and then you're going to duplicate that over and over and over right off of all of these pistons. When you get finished with that and you have all your modules built, you can go and grab yourself your pistons, go ahead and come on down below, and on the side of all of these slabs here, you're going to go ahead and place yourself in pistons facing down off of all bowls. So go ahead and duplicate that all the way up the length of your farm. Once you have this done all the way to the top, it should look something like this, and your last module should have something like this where it has nothing else on this side of the piston. The module stops over here just like this. So once we have that done, next we're going to come down to this glazed terracotta block right here at the very end of your farm, the last module. We're going to go ahead and place a block there, and a block there. Those are all temporary, and we're going to put one more glazed terracotta right there. This time we're not building the same circuit. This is going to be our reset circuit to actually go to the other side, and that's going to look like this. We're going to go ahead and take a temporary block there, come up by 1, go ahead and put 4 more just like this, so we have 5 in total just like so. Then go ahead and step down 1 just like this, and break that one out, and then come out by 3 blocks right here. We're going to go ahead and take redstone dust. We're going to go redstone dust on top of all of this right here, just like so. And then when we step down here, we're going to come right out front with a temporary block and come down by 1, and then come out by another 3 blocks. You're going to continue that, stepping out by 1 and coming down another 3 blocks. And you're going to put a repeater right here, set it to 4 ticks, and add a redstone dust right here. So we'll do another one just so you guys can see what it's going to look like. So we're going to come out by 1, step down by 1, come out by 2 more. So we have 3 just like this, just like that one. We're going to take ourselves a repeater, put it on 4 ticks right there, and then go ahead and run 2 more redstone dust into that one. That's going to stair step all the way down to here, and it's going to run right into here. And we're going to go ahead and come right here with some redstone dust just like that. And we can do that to the other side as well, because this one's going to look exactly the same. And when you're done with all that, it should look something like this. We have a repeater on every stair step down, coming down just like this. And what that 4-tick repeater is going to do is it's going to allow the ice down here going through the conveyor belt to have enough time to go all the way down to the end before it hits the phase shifter, which is going to switch sides of the farm. And that way your ice has time to go in before it starts the next side. So now that this side is done, what we need to do now is we need to actually come over here and do the exact same thing. So once again, we're going to start right here, right at the end of this block right here, right in front of this piston. We're going to take ourselves a sticky piston just like this. We're going to place 4 blocks on the front of it. We're going to come back here above the piston and break that block out. Then over here to this side, we're going to go ahead and place in ourselves 3 blocks just like that, and 5 more on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 8 in total. Then we're going to come out by a temporary block and down by 1, break that one out. Come out by another temporary block and grab yourself a glazed terracotta block just like that and put that one out. Then grab yourself some redstone dust. We're going to bring that all the way back here just like so. When we get out here to the end, we're going to take ourselves a slab and we're going to put it out here just like that with some more redstone dust on top. Then what we need to do is we need to come right over here. We're going to go place ourselves in a repeater right there just like that. And then we're going to take ourselves a block. We're going to come up by 1 just like this, out by 2, and we're going to grab ourselves another sticky piston just like this, and that's going to have a block on its face, and we're going to do this all over again. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take redstone dust, and we're going to go ahead and power 4 of those pistons from that repeater before we add another one on the 5th piston, and we're just going to duplicate this all the way up. And when you're done with that and you want to come back down, grab yourself your pistons and come down here just like this and place your pistons in facing down off of that slab just like so. And again, when you're placing in the redstone here, make sure that every 5 pistons you're placing in another repeater. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th one another repeater. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th one another repeater. And when you get done with that, it should start to resemble something like this, and it should really start to resemble the other side just like a mirror. And don't forget to come down here and place in your pistons. Double check both sides to make sure you have both your pistons on both there, facing down. And then once you have that done, next we're going to go ahead and do this center bit right here for this side. And to do that, we're going to come right over here to this glazed terracotta block. We're going to place a block right there and a block right there and a block right there. Place yourself in a glazed terracotta block and break out these temporary blocks just like this. Then off the side of this glazed terracotta, place another block and one up just like this. We're going to put 5 blocks on this one, including that one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. So you have 5 blocks just like this. Then we're going to go ahead and come out by a temporary block and down by 1 just like that. And then go ahead and come out by 3 in this direction just like so. Go ahead and put redstone dust on top of all of these just like this, and go all the way to the glazed terracotta block. And once you have that done, you're going to mirror exactly what you see right here, going all the way down just like we did right there. And when you get that all completed and you get your repeaters all in place on 4 ticks each, it should really start to look something like this, going all the way down. And if you look at the other side, it should mirror it exactly. And if you've done everything correctly, you should see that it comes all the way down to the bottom of your farm, looking just like the other side does and matching up just like this. And once you've finished all of your redstone up here, it should look something like this. And when you're done with that, we're going to go ahead and get started with our flying machines. And we're going to start right here on this first module down here on top of these blocks. So go ahead and get yourself down here and look up here at this piston. Grab yourself a glazed terracotta block and put it on the bottom of that piston just like so. Come to the outside and go ahead and place yourself an obsidian or crying obsidian block just like this. Grab yourself a slime block and then put 2 more down at the bottom just like that, so it's just like so. Then on this block right here, we're going to go ahead and grab 2 observers and put them in there just like this. Then grab your slime blocks again and go ahead and put 2 slime blocks there and 1 there. And grab yourself a sticky piston and put it in the middle just like that. Go ahead and come back to the front over here and go ahead and break these 2 blocks out down below. Grab yourself a regular piston and put it in there just like that. This 3rd block here we'll get to in a second, so go ahead and leave that one for now. Then out the back right here, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a temporary block like that. Grab yourself a sticky piston and put it down there just like so, so it's level with this slime block right here. Then what we need to do is we need to come down by 3 honey blocks just like this. And we're going to go ahead and put 1 honey block in there just like so. And we're going to take ourselves a glazed terracotta block just like that. Then out the back right here, we're going to put a temporary block in there just like so, with an observer facing in this direction, so the red dot is facing into this honey block towards that piston. Then you're going to take another observer and you're going to have that facing up just like this on the up side of the farm. And once you have that in place, next you're going to go ahead and duplicate this all the way up your farm. And then it might be easy to go ahead and build some scaffolding on your way back down. And then when you're on the way down, what you're going to do is you're going to use that scaffolding to go ahead and get right here. You're going to break this block out. The water's going to pour down on top of you. You're going to break the second block out until you get to that slime block. When you get to that slime block, you're going to put an observer facing down just like that. And you're going to put that block back in there so the water stops. So the observer is facing down just like this. And the face of it is up here right where that slime block is, just like so. So go ahead and duplicate this all the way up top, all the way to the end of your farm. And when you have all of your flying machines completed, they should look something like this. And then don't forget to come down below here and go ahead and break this block out and do that last observer there right there. And like I said, it might be easier if you put some scaffolding down below. And then once you have this all completed up the length of your farm, next we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for the other side. So go ahead and come back over here. And again, we're going to start on these 3 blocks right here. We're going to go ahead and crouch just like this and go ahead and come right here to this piston right there with a glazed terracotta block just like this, and an obsidian block on the back. Then over here, we're going to take ourselves 3 slime blocks and come down just like this and around just like that. Then on this block right here, we're going to take ourselves 2 observers just like this. We're going to grab our slime blocks again and go ahead and put those in there just like so, with a sticky piston just like that. Then off the edge of this one, we're going to take a temporary block like that with a sticky piston facing in this direction. Go ahead and break out your temporary block and then grab your honey. Go ahead and put a honey block on the back of that one and come down by a total of 3 blocks just like this, and over by 1 right there. Grab yourself some glazed terracotta and put it in there just like that. Then off the back side of this one, take yourself a temporary block right there. Grab yourself an observer and go ahead and put it in there just like that, so the red dot is facing towards your piston just like so. And then when you have that in place, go ahead and come to the upward side of your farm and then place yourself an observer with the red dot facing up just like this. Then once you have that all done, then we can come on down here. Go ahead and break out these 2 blocks right here. place in a piston just like that, and then of course grab yourself an observer. Don't forget to come on down here, break this block out, break that block out, and then on the slime block you're going to put a observer just like that, and then go ahead and replace your block down here just like so. And now that is complete, and you're going to want to duplicate that all the way up. And once you have that completed, it should start to look something like this. And don't forget to come down below and make sure that that observer is down there put in from underneath. And then once you have that all done, your flying machines are all set and ready to go. And next, the last bit that you need is you are going to need a beacon for regeneration, and you're going to need a full-size beacon, which means it's a 9x9 square, a 7x7, a 5x5, and a 3x3 with a beacon on top. And then when you have that beacon, go ahead and open it up, grab one of these ingots or one of these items to go ahead and activate it, and then go ahead and select haste and select regeneration, and then go ahead and click the check mark. So when you have the effects, you should see that the pickaxe and the heart are right there off to the right hand side of the screen. And then when you have that, your farm is fully complete. For the first time using the farm, you are going to want to stock it with some shulker boxes so you have storage for all of your ice. So go ahead and come up here to this chest and go ahead and throw yourself in a shulker box. You should see that it gets dispensed out just like that, and you can go ahead and load this up as full as you like. And remember that you can always extend the storage out below if you want to add more shulker box storage for your ice. So go ahead and load up as many shulker boxes as you'd like. And there's one last thing that I actually forgot to do during the tutorial. That's going to be out here and up here on top of these pistons right here. Go ahead and get yourself right here. Look at that obsidian block. We're going to place in a block there and a block there, just like that. And we're going to break that one out. That is the back side of your chopping chamber, so that way the AFK player doesn't have ice spewing out over there, and it does go in the hopper. And so now that we have that all in place, next we need to go ahead and grab ourselves a pickaxe just like this, and now we can go ahead and use our farm. But before you use your farm, there's one last thing that I actually forgot to do, and besides that block, we also need to take some more obsidian blocks, and we need to place them on top of these pistons right in line with this ice. This is actually going to stop our flying machine from flying all the way through this thing, so make sure you do this because otherwise it will break. So go ahead and on this piston right above your ice, you're going to go ahead and throw in obsidian just like this, or crying obsidian, and just go ahead and do that all the way up your farm, and then do the same thing on the other side. Again, it's going to be on this piston that's facing down right here by your ice. Make sure that you have that done all the way up the length of your farm. Now, before using your farm, you're definitely going to make sure that you're the person, the player, that actually threw that trident, because you're going to want XP mending your pickaxe. So if you're going to have multiple people using this farm, that's perfectly fine. You might need to build yourself a way to get up here so you can collect that trident and rethrow it into the trident killer, and that way it'll start killing those zombie pigmen. So let's go ahead and pick up our trident there. We're going to go ahead and come up here, and we're going to rethrow it down in there without hitting that zombie pigman. So there we go, just like that. And that'll go ahead and start the trident killer. And then once you have that done, you can go ahead and come on back down here. And now you can go ahead and get into your AFK spot right in here up your ladder. And you're going to want to look right there when you're AFK. Go ahead and get your pickaxe out, and then you're going to go ahead and hit this switch. And now I'm in survival mode, and as you can see, I have no hunger right there, and I'm actually taking damage because I'm hungry. And that's okay because we have the regeneration over there that's off to the right hand side. You can see the little heart right there, and that is going to keep me alive even though I'm starving. So you do not need extra food to stay AFK in this farm. You will go ahead and starve, but you will not die. And so another thing to take note of is that this time using the farm, since it's our first time, the ice isn't in here yet, and so it's actually going to take a lot longer before we're actually able to mine ice right here in our AFK spot. But normally there'd be ice right here where this obsidian is and that obsidian, and it would be encasing this hopper line right here, and it's going to come in rather quickly, and therefore you actually need to flick this lever, turn around, get looking right there, and hold down your R2 button or your brake button, whatever you use, and go ahead and stay AFK and just hold it right there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and start this thing. So let's go ahead and start it up. So we're going to hit that lever here. We're going to look right there. We're going to hold down our R2 button or our brake button, and we're going to stick a penny in there or a rubber band of some sort and go ahead and get ourselves AFK just like that, to where I'm no longer holding the controller and we're breaking ice now AFK-ably. When you're done using the farm, you're going to want to make sure that you go ahead and turn this farm off in between breaking ice. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and remove our AFK. We're going to go ahead and flick that lever. And any ice that does come in, we're going to want to break it here. And we're going to want to continue breaking it until the farm is fully done. And as you can see, our flying machine up there is flying back and the ice has stopped coming in. So now the farm is off. So now, as you can see, I've logged in my second account. He's now down here AFK, and he's taking damage because he's hungry as well, which is perfectly fine. And as you can see, he is now breaking ice, which is good, and our farm is continuing to work. So I'm logging in with my first account here to go ahead and show you guys the farm working, and it's going to work consistently all the way until it reaches the other side, and it'll continue going around and round and round. So as you can see, the farm has made a full rotation where it went all the way up this side, came back down, and started from this side and went all the way up there, and now it's starting again to go all the way around. Once you've tested your farm and you've got all that working, then you know it's going to continue to working over and over again. And so now your infinite ice farm or infinite ice machine is now fully complete. And if for some reason your machine has broke and you cannot fix it and you can't figure it out, then go ahead and go down in the description of this video. You'll see that I have a Discord fan chat. That fan chat, I offer Redstone support for all of my tutorials, and I'll try to get it working for you if I can. And that way you can send me pictures and photos of whatever your build is doing, and that way I can go ahead and help you out. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. This thing is a really awesome farm. You'll get tons and tons of ice with it, so packed ice and even blue ice won't be an issue any longer. You'll be able to make that using this machine, and you'll have all the ice that you'll ever need for your survival world. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you guys did, be sure to smack the like button for me, and subscribe if you guys are new. I'm Broken Bones, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Take it easy, everybody.